That's a nice award, nice recognition.
Six o'clock.
Thank you. We'll call the meeting to order. This is the regular meeting of Bella Vista City Council, December 16, 2024. We'll begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call.
Council members Snow.
Here.
Hughes.
Here.
Wozniak.
Yes.
Wilms.
Yes.
Fowler.
Here.
Hanschel.
Here.
Mayor Flynn.
Here. Thank you. It's now time for citizen input. Per the rules, there's a 3-minute per person time limit to address the council on any topic of that person's choosing. The first person on the list is Chris Nelson of 1 Harrington Drive.
I just wanted to publicly thank Mr. Wozniak and Mr. Snow for their many years of service to the people of Bella Vista. I did have some glass plaques made for you guys from multiple people in our community. However, they're on the mail truck today. Obviously, the day that it comes at 8 o'clock at night, they're being delivered, so I'll make sure I get those to both of you. So thank you very much.
Thank you. The next speaker is Laura Gentry of 12 Mason Lane.
I just wanted to thank Doug Fowler for serving for the last 8 years so diligently. He has put countless hours into visiting people with problems, researching issues, and calling people and addressing their needs and concerns. I know because I'm one of the people he has helped. His expertise and willingness to serve the city will be greatly missed. I hope those who follow in his footsteps will be as committed and responsive to the citizens of Bella Vista and the needs of its community. I hope Doug enjoys all the free time he's about to get, and I wish him and his wife Rose the very best.
Thank you. It's now time for council member reply.
Would you like to say our nice things now or later?
Oh, why don't we do it all at once? Yeah,
Okay.
Later.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. Next item is action on the minutes. We're looking for approval of the minutes from the November 25, 2024 regular meeting.
Move to be approved.
Second.
That was Mr. Snow and Mr. Wilms. Roll call vote.
Council members Snow.
Yes.
Hughes.
Yes.
Wozniak.
Yes.
Wilms.
Yes.
Fowler.
Yes.
And Hanschel.
Next item on the agenda is the monthly financial report. This is for the 10-month period ending October 31, 2024. And the financials have been very similar to what we've been seeing lately. City sales tax was up 7.3%, and county sales tax has continued to struggle, but compared to last year, it's up 0.8%, so it has started to creep up a little bit. Operating revenues in general are up 2.1% compared to last year. And on the expense side, the total operating expenditures are 1.1 million below budget, so we're continuing to do a pretty good job controlling our spending. So The financials continue to be good, and it continues to be maybe a little bit more of a challenge on the revenue side than it was the last few years. But that's apparently to be expected. Okay, next item is council member recognition. We have 3 members serving their last meeting on city council, and I'm going to cover them in alphabetical order. Doug Fowler was on council 8 years. He was mayor pro tem for 6 years, and he was on the A&P Commission, I believe 7 years. It was started shortly after he came on council, and for a number of years, I know more than 4, he's been chairman of the A&P Commission. I'd say maybe about 5 years. And he's been on some other committees and activities, but the A&P Commission was one of the big ones. Second one is Jerry Snow. He was on city council 2012 to 2014, and then more recently he was on for a full term 2020-2024. He also was appointed at one time to the Quorum Court. I think he was on that for almost 2 years. It's a 2-year term. I don't know if everyone's familiar under state law, if the governor appoints you to things like the Quorum Court, you can't run for re-election. I remember talking to Jerry, and he really enjoyed it. And I've actually run across a couple of people in Bella Vista who did that, who were appointed to the Quorum Court and then couldn't run again. The other one is Jim Wozniak. He's a record setter for us. He's been on city council for 14 years. And prior to that, he was chief of police. He was the first chief of police in Bella Vista. He was, before that, he was with the Bella Vista Division of the Sheriff's Department. And he also had a stint on the Quorum Court at one time.
8 years.
8 years, yeah. So that was before my time, so I wasn't sure exactly how long that was. So we really appreciate the efforts of these folks, and I do have a letter for each of them that we're going to present, which is thanking them for their service from the city of Bella Vista. And some of the council members mentioned they might want to say something. Wendy, you want
Yes.
to start?
I'm going to read from my screen so I can stay on track. It's been an absolute honor to serve alongside the 3 of you over the course of the past 2 years. You 3 have vastly different personalities, but there are several common traits that tie you together. You each have a resolve to do what you consider is best for Bella Vista, even if it's not the easy or popular choice. You all have never been afraid to ask hard questions, demand answers, and then keep asking questions until you're satisfied. And I can go on, but I'd like to end with this. You 3 have expressed a dedication and loyalty to the community of Bella Vista, and because of the 3 of you, Bella Vista is absolutely better. Thank you for your dedication and your years of public service.
Thank you, Wendy. Anyone else would like to speak?
Sure, I'll say a few words. Go ahead.
Okay.
Thanks for the opportunity to serve you guys for the last 14 years. And I've also got 39 with public service. That's 54 years, 53 years, and I'm only 75, so my whole life has been serving others. And it's been worth it. Thank you for the opportunities. And then for everybody up there, especially the new ones, no matter how you feel on an issue, how strongly you feel, if you brought it up or not, or somebody else did, make sure, because you're only one person, make sure that when you talk to people, you talk to enough number of people who are for it and the exact number of people who are against it. Don't just forget the other guys, and don't just talk to 30 on one side and 3 or 4 on the other. Make sure you give it equal stance, because you are one person among 17,000 voters or whatever it is, and maybe not everybody feels that way. So pay attention, use common sense. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. Craig?
I'll be brief. I just wanted to say, thanks to all 3 of you guys. You set the bar very high. It's been an honor sitting down on this end of the dais with Doug. First thing that he told me when I got here was advocate. Be an advocate for yourself, be an advocate for everybody that you represent in the community. And I certainly took that to heart. You know, you get into this world and it looks easy. And it's people like this that make it look easy. It's not. You know, Doug in particular has always come very prepared. I try to model myself after how he handles himself, a ton of respect. Mr. Snow down there, I think I was a little more adversarial with him. He's a very intelligent man, great guy, and same for Mr. Wozniak. You know, we have time at the MLB, or the Municipal League, I'm sorry, to actually kind of hang out and get to know each other. And that's a very special time, because otherwise you don't know who you're sitting next to, really. But like I said, I'll keep it short. I appreciate you guys. It's been an honor, and thank you.
Larry?
I guess a few words about each of the councilmen. Doug Fowler, for one, I'd like to thank for his service on the council. We may not have agreed with Doug on everything, but Doug represented really a core of the community, not the outliers, but a core. And so we represented, or he represented, a majority of the citizens in the positions he took and the actions he led. Particularly the infamous one is short-term rental housing regulation. We were singled out in Bella Vista compared to other communities in the state that had done similar things. Whether we had just a group of activist owners, I don't know, but I know other communities have had similar legislation like we passed. And I'd like to thank him for his years of service as the President Pro Tem. I think he served that with diligence, and he certainly did a great job with the A&P Commission. Brought them back into a form of organization and structure that's been beneficial to the community. Mr. Wozniak, I'd like to thank you for your service as well. Long-term service, 39 years, that's a long time. And I've worked with you for a while, and it's been a pleasure serving with you on the council. We've not always agreed, but you have always taken a position that reflects folks that you know in the community, and you have to be proud of that, because that represents what we do up here. Mr. Snow, thank you again. You've been here once before, and you came back to jump into the fray. You've been a good servant to your customers or your residents in your community, in your ward particularly, and others. So thank you.
Okay.
Okay, I guess
Go ahead,
this is
Doug.
my opportunity now. I didn't know if
Sure.
we'd do it now or at the end of the meeting. I didn't really write anything down. I had a lot of things swirling through my head, you know, and I couldn't really necessarily land on any one thing. But the first thing I would like to do, my wife Rose is here tonight. And that means everything to me. And I do apologize. I am an emotional person. I am. You know, people don't, I think about the people that might be at home, a spouse, you know, or children, you know, family, whatever it may be. But without them supporting you, you're really nothing. And Rose, I mean, she was so patient. I will tell you, and you knew people, you're gonna find this out. You're gonna spend an inordinate amount of time on the phone or going meeting people where they are. And I would recommend the latter. I know there might be a little uneasiness there sometimes, but generally I never had an issue in that regard. But, you know, we would be traveling somewhere in a car. And it could be a 4 or 5 hour trip, and I might be on the phone for 4 hours while she was driving. I mean, sincerely, you know, trying to talk to people and, you know, work through issues and, you know, their concerns and trying to figure out solutions and whatever, or just spending hours in our sunroom with all these papers piled all around. Always had a pile of papers beside my chair, just sitting there, you know, just ready to go through. But anyway, I so much appreciate you, Rose. I love you with everything I have. Thank you for coming. And then Laura, for your kind comments, I really appreciate it. You know, we had a kind of a core group of people that gathered together, you know, and worked together on some different things, and I appreciate all of you. As for me, you know, I'm just really just a person from the community is all I am. Just live at 4 Colleen Lane in Bella Vista. I'm no different. I'm no better. Don't have a different life than most everybody that lives here. You know, we all have our own different experiences and, you know, that mold and shape who we are and people in our backgrounds that maybe we want to emulate and try as best we can to be like them. And that's particularly the case for me. You know, my father played a big role in my life. Tonight would have been his 91st birthday, today, December the 16th. And he passed away November the 18th, 1974. And I was a senior in high school. And, you know, it just kind of left me, you know, just to kind of figure things out. And I've kind of muscled my way through that my whole entire life. But what I've been able to do is lean on and rely on other people who stood as examples for me and were really strong people and leaders and advocates within the community. And at the end of the day, that's really all I tried to be. I made a commitment to the people in this community that I would give you everything I have, and that's exactly what I did. And you know, when you take positions, there are going to be people that are not going to be happy with you. And sometimes you may be, pardon me for saying it just straight up, pardon me, sometimes you're just going to piss people off on both sides on the same subject. It's just kind of the way it is. But, you know, you just kind of have to suck it up and kind of go with that, right? And people can be very unkind, I will tell you that. And I hope the new people that are going to be in this role, you're going to have people that might be like that. Ignore them. Don't pay any attention to them. Don't go online. Don't read any of it. Don't pay any attention to you, because all it's going to do is drag you down. Just keep looking forward and just keep doing your thing, whatever that is, okay? Do your research, do your homework, land on your decision, and live with it, okay? So to the people, the residents of Bella Vista, I thank you so much for entrusting me the last 8 years. I'm kind of having mixed feelings, you know, with not continuing forward, but at the same time, I am looking forward to, you know, a little of extra free time. And I'll tell you, tomorrow afternoon, I'm going flying, you know. I'm really looking forward to that, because I'll be freed up to do that a little bit more too. So people of the community, thank you so much for the trust that you put in me, and I hope I satisfied you to some degree. So thank you very much.
Mayor, I'll finish out.
Go ahead, Jerry.
I'd just like to say it's been a great honor to have served the people of Bella Vista these years. I can't think of anything that's been more enjoyable than to have been a member of the city council and to do what I could to help the people of Bella Vista. I was asked if I was going to make a speech tonight, and I said yes, I was going to be very short. And just simply say thanks for the memories.
Thank you. I'll pass out the letters while we're on the subject. Thank you, Jerry. Appreciate it.
I told my wife I wouldn't do this, but I'm gonna. I have a philosophy. As you go through life, whatever be your goal, keep your eye on the donut and not on the hole.
Okay.
Think about it.
Pass that one down to, give Doug. Do you have Doug this?
Pardon me? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Before we move ahead, I will mention, since we're on the subject of different things, City of Bella Vista, it was announced today, was honored as a trendsetter city for 2024. And that had to do with the street department and the asphalt zipper that we got and has really helped us be more efficient with the roads, saved us money, and has helped us do a better job. So that honor is from the Arkansas Times, and there'll be an award given out at the Arkansas Municipal League this winter. So this is the third time Bella Vista was named a trendsetter city. So next matter is I'd entertain a motion to suspend the rules of order and procedure and allow all ordinances on the agenda to be read by title only.
So moved.
Second.
That was Mr. Fowler and Mr. Wilms. Roll call vote.
Council members Snow,
Yes.
Hughes,
Yes.
Wozniak,
Yes?
Wilms,
Yes.
Fowler,
Yes.
and Hanschel.
Motion passed 6-0. Thank you for that. First item of new business is an ordinance authorizing participation of the city of Bella Vista in benefit program 4 of the Arkansas Local Police and Fire Retirement System, LOPFI, for eligible employees who are fighters, or police officers. And we had some discussion about that at the work session. Jason?
This is courtesy of Glenda, our HR director. You saw this very same issue last month in the form of a resolution which you adopted. We presented all that material to LOPFI a day or two after that meeting, and they insisted they want an ordinance and not a resolution. So I tried to have a conversation with their staff about why they were insisting on that, and well, it's a city, it has to be an ordinance, it can't be a resolution. And so I knew they were misunderstanding, or at least I thought they were. I didn't have any success getting through to an attorney for them. And so we decided it would be better and easier to just ask you to readopt this as an ordinance than to fight the bureaucracy in Little Rock. So this does the very same thing you voted on last time. This allows our employees that spend time volunteering in either police or fire to get some additional credit time toward their LOPFI retirement. And it's a minimal, there is a cost, it's a minimal cost. I don't know the exact figure here. I want to say it was in the $100-something range a year or something. I mean, it was.
Yeah, I think it was $20 a month.
Yeah, okay. So
Yeah.
that's what this does. And so I'm just going to ask you if you would suspend the rules, go to third and final reading, and readopt this issue again, please.
I'd like to make a motion to suspend the rules, go to third and final.
Second?
That was Mr. Fowler and Mr. Wozniak. Roll call vote on the motion to go to suspend the rules and go to third and final.
Council members Snow,
Yes.
Hughes,
Yes.
Wozniak,
Yes?
Wilms,
Yes.
Fowler,
Yes.
and Hanschel.
Motion carried 6-0. I'll read it for the third and final time. Ordinance authorizing participation of the city of Bella Vista in benefit program 4 of the Arkansas Local Police and Fire Retirement System, LOPFI, for eligible employees who are firefighters or police officers.
Make a motion be approved.
Second?
That was Mr. Snow and Mr. Wozniak.
Council members Snow,
Yes.
Hughes,
Yes.
Wozniak,
Yes?
Wilms,
Yes.
Fowler,
Yes.
and Hanschel.
Motion carried 6-0.
I have a question.
Yes.
A procedural question for the attorney. Because this needs to be implemented correctly and timely, do we need to adopt a,
No, we don't need to adopt the emergency clause. The ordinance that's in your packet is the exact ordinance and the only ordinance that they would accept. And in fact, I think that it's not drafted, I'm just gonna be honest with you, it's not drafted very well, but we could not change a comma or a word in it,
okay?
or they would not accept it. So there's a sentence on there, it's effective immediately. I think it is effective immediately anyway because it's not a general and permanent nature type ordinance. But this is what they wanted and this is what I'm going to give them.
Thank you.
Thank you for that explanation. The next one's a resolution adopting the city budget for the city of Bella Vista for the calendar year 2025, appropriating money for each item of expenditure and for other purposes. We went over this at the work session and a little bit at the city council work session also, special work session, I should say. So I don't know if there's any more commentary or you're ready to go ahead.
I guess the concern that I have is we have some programmed or at least proposed capital expenditures in this 5-year budget plan that probably is going to cause us some gray hair and some anxiousness in order to get some or all of it implemented. And so it's a challenge. It'll be a challenge to the council coming up in 25 and 26 and 27 as to how we address that. Because our revenue is, our expenditure this year is supported by $750,000 being transferred out of our reserves into that to balance the budget. So it says next year could be worse, depends upon where the economy is and what our revenues are to support our need for projects and operations in the city. So that's all I have.
Yeah.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
That was Mr. Fowler and Mr. Wilms. A roll call vote.
Councilmembers Snow,
Yes.
Hughes,
Yes.
Wozniak,
Yes?
Wilms,
Yes.
Fowler,
Yes.
and Hanschel.
Yes.
Motion carried 6-0. Next one is a resolution approving the appointment of Mayor John Flynn to serve as a city governing body member of the Bella Vista Advertising and Promotion Commission effective January 1, 2025, replacing Doug Fowler. As I mentioned in the work session, Brandon Kelly, who is a key person helping to run the A&P Commission, came to me and asked me to replace Doug. And there has to be 2 people from the city and 4 people from restaurant and lodging and 1 person at large. That's how that's by state law. That's how the A&P Commission's made up. So that's what led to this resolution. Is there any discussion? Jerry?
Mayor, I'm sorry, but I cannot support this this appointment, and understand that my concern is not with John Flynn, the person, but with the position. It does not seem to be the optics of this matter. This doesn't seem to be to fit. I mean, we have the mayor of a city of 35,000, 4 departments and 200 employees. It just doesn't seem that the mayor should have the time to appoint himself to the Advertising and Promotion Commission. That we have new members coming on the council that would make excellent members of this commission. I just, as I said, this doesn't seem like the optics of this would actually serve the city.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else?
Motion
No.
approved.
Well, I apologize, Mr. Wozniak. I was just gonna say, this is something I'm really proud of, the Advertising Promotion Commission. We started this is Peter Christie and Cassie and Travis, who was our economic development manager at the time, and myself, just kind of kicking around whether this would be viable for the city of Bella Vista, because the A&P tax is funded by taxes imposed on short-term rentals and then prepared food within the city. And we thought that, we would probably only generate about $180,000 in taxes for the year to help support the marketing, branding, and promoting of Bella Vista, where our city right directly to the south of us, Bentonville at the time, they were generating about $3.5 million. Fayetteville, they were probably generating about $5.5 million, and here we are at 180. And I wasn't initially the chairperson for the commission. It just kind of fell in my lap. Our chairperson decided to exit state life and move to Florida. I'm really proud of the work of this commission and what's taken place. Brandon Kelly, he is phenomenal at what he does, and of course they manage a lot of other things just besides promoting, branding, and marketing. And as we were going through, kind of like formulating, setting up, and moving forward, we had so much work to do. And Brandon's and my goal was to be sure that whenever we were done with it and it was passed on to someone else, that whoever got it would say, these people had their act together. They really did a great job and they left us in a good space. And that's where we are right now. I certainly wouldn't be opposed. I mean, and it doesn't really matter. My opinion's not going to matter after today, for sure. But I would think right now, or I would say that the commission needs a little bit of stability until some other members of the council maybe got involved and understood the responsibilities of the commission, because you have to act in certain manners. There are certain rules that are put in play, and you have to kind of play within this particular space, and you can't play outside of it or you can get yourself into trouble. So having the mayor, I think, be seated on this commission at least for a little while until some other city council members kind of get up to speed a little bit, I think would be a good thing. So, I mean, unless maybe it would be Craig or Larry if they'd want to step in maybe. And like I said, just until the newer members just fully understand what the responsibility of this commission is and how to act within that. So, anyway, that's just my opinion.
Mayor, I have a motion to make.
Motion to approve.
Second.
That was Mr. Wozniak and Mr. Fowler.
I said I had a motion to make.
Jim had made it before.
What's the proper procedure on that, Jason?
Mayor, you have to recognize somebody for them to be recognized. I mean, you didn't recognize anyone, but someone needs to be recognized before they make a
Do we
motion
have
or
to
do
vote?
anything.
Once we make a motion in second, should I talk to somebody about another motion, or should I have a vote? That's what I wasn't sure.
Well, it would depend on what the motion is as to whether or not it would be in order at that particular time. Typically, we don't do that. You have a motion to approve in a second.
Yeah.
I think I made my motion before they,
You indicated you haven't said what the motion is.
said what?
What is your motion?
My motion is that this matter be tabled until after the first year and the new council takes office.
Well, Mayor, the difficulty here is that you recognize Mr. Snow. Other people just started making motions and seconding without being recognized by you, Mayor. So if you want to entertain Mr. Snow's motion first, see if there's a second for that, and then if there's not, or if there is, deal with that motion, and then go back and deal with final resolution of the main question.
Okay,
You can
is
do
there a
that.
second?
I didn't hear what you said.
He said, is there a
Oh,
second?
okay, all right. So, Mayor, if there's no second, then the motion dies for lack of a second, and you could entertain a motion to approve the resolution if you were ready to do so at this time.
Okay, Mr. Wozniak, did you have a motion?
Just, not on Jerry's, no.
No, do you have a motion?
Yeah, I had a motion to approve what we've got
Okay.
here.
And I have a
Yeah.
second.
Okay, that was Mr. Wozniak and Mr. Fowler. Roll call vote.
Council members Snow,
No.
Hughes,
Yes.
Yes.
Wozniak, Wilms,
Yes.
Fowler,
Yes.
and Hanschel.
Motion carries 5-1. Next resolution is approving the mayor's reappointments of Barbara Knott, Susan Santos, and Sally Benson to the City of Bella Vista Public Library Advisory Board for terms ending December 31, 2028.
Motion to approve.
Second.
That was Mr. Fowler, Mr. Wozniak. Roll call vote.
Councilmembers Snow,
Yes.
Hughes,
Yes.
Wozniak,
Yes.
Wilms,
Yes.
Fowler.
Yes.
And Hanschel.
Motion carried 6-0. Next one's a resolution establishing residential and commercial rates for solid waste trash collection in the city. And there's an attachment indicating what the rates are. Per the contract, it was increased by about I guess it was exactly 5%, and that was based on the CPI for water, sewer, and trash. Any discussion?
Move to approve.
Second.
It was Mr. Wilms and Mr. Fowler. Roll call vote.
Councilmembers Snow,
Yes.
Hughes,
Yes.
Wozniak,
Yes.
Wilms,
Yes.
Fowler.
Yes.
And Hanschel.
Motion carried 6-0. Next one's a resolution authorizing the mayor and city clerk into an 11th amended animal services contract for animal sheltering services with Bella Vista Animal Shelter, Inc.
Move to approve.
Second.
It was Mr. Wilms and Mr. Fowler. Roll call vote.
Councilmembers Snow,
Yes.
Hughes,
Yes.
Wozniak,
Yes.
Wilms,
Yes.
Fowler.
Yes.
And Hanschel.
Motion carried 6-0. On announcements, the next city council work session is 5:30 PM Tuesday, January 21, 2025 at Bella Vista Police Training Room. Next city council regular meeting, 6 PM Monday, January 27 at Bella Vista District Court. Planning Commission work session, 4:30 PM Thursday, January 2 at Bella Vista District Court. Planning Commission regular meeting, 4:30 PM or immediately following the Board of Zoning Adjustment, Monday, January 13, 2025 at Bella Vista District Court. Board of Construction Appeals, 3 PM Tuesday, January 14, 2025, if necessary, at Fire Station Number 4 Conference Room, 1639 Forest Hills Boulevard. Is there anything else before we adjourn?
Do you know what time the swearing in is on the first for Bella Vista?
Candidates, you know what time the swearing is on January 1? Okay, we'll have to track that down.
Traditionally, it's been at the old courthouse in the square.
The time,
Yeah,
10 a.m.? Okay. See you then.
okay, thank you. I wish everybody a joyous holiday season, and want to once again thank our retiring candidates. Thank you for between the three of them, I think, just counting the city council part, we had 14 plus 8 plus 6, what is that? 28 years of service. It's pretty impressive. So thanks so much.
Motion to adjourn for the very last time?
Sounds good.